Headlines most affecting Chilliwack this week. The controversy over BC Highway Patrol and their jurisdiction continues. Also, don't fall for the phony water scam in Hope. It is October. That means Purple Light Nights are back. And could Chase Claypool come back to BC to play pro football? Peter Lehn will have more in sports. Our guests this week include Paul Horn, the mayor of Mission, and Nikki Rekman with Go By Bike Week. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. Back on September the 1st, BC Highway Patrol was to have stopped attending accident crash sites and just key on infractions, giving you tickets. In a letter shared with a number of Fraser Valley councils and the FVRD, Mission's Mayor Paul Horn gave this week a copy of the letter outlining concerns for the BC Highway Patrol to step back from accidents. At a recent Mission Council meeting, Horn said, "We really owe a debt of gratitude to Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popoff and the councillors Jason Lum and Bud Mercer for speaking about this publicly. We sat down with Mayor Horn about this issue, and that interview is coming up in just a couple of minutes' time." A phony scam is making the rounds in Hope. The District of Hope has received a report from a resident that a company was providing water sampling and treatment services and billing themselves as the City of Hope. The caller then proceeded to offer the services for the resident. Now, the district would like to clarify that the district does not call customers, and they're a district. It's not the City of Hope. It is the annual tradition that sadly has to happen every year just to get the message across. October is the 12th annual Purple Light Nights campaign. It is to expose domestic violence and show that it has no place in the community. There's a number of events and vigils this month, and a quick Google search of Purple Lights in your community will give you all the details. A number of social services as well as police departments have purple lights that you can buy and put in your window. As the city of Chilliwack is developing its 2024 to 2033 financial plan, you're invited to have a say in the planning process online. Until October the 20th, go online and participate in the Financial Plan Survey. It provides you and I with the opportunity to share our opinions and contribute to the decisions that impact the city's upcoming financial plan. That will help council balance property taxes and ensure the long-term sustainability of city services. All you have to do is go to the City of Chilliwack website for all the information.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Joe.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
Hey, aren't you the guy from Whitey?
Yeah, I am the guy from Whitey.
Where are you going with that guitar in your hand?
I'm going down to the Vineyard on the 13th to Scottoberfest.
Oh, that makes sense because you're headlining the show with Light Bears.
That makes a ton of sense.
Plans for tomorrow, I need no stitches, no sutures. When the tax man comes for the money, he can just take my soul. You know I make an early exit, leave them only one more.
Buy a puzzle, help a food bank. Avid puzzler, that's what he calls himself. Steve Clausen used to love going to the annual library puzzle sales, but it hasn't happened since COVID. So he waited for somebody else to start one up. Nobody did. So he came up with this idea. The Chilliwack Puzzle Sale, now set for Friday and Saturday, October the 27th and the 28th at Central Community Church. All the funds raised for the puzzle sale will support the Chilliwack Salvation Army Food Bank. He's collected about 500 puzzles, and if you want to donate, just contact Central Community Church. Masks are back. The province and public health officials encouraging you and I, anyone over the age of 6 months or older, to get a COVID-19 flu shot as well as wearing the mask. All as respiratory infections are increasing across the province, the risk does increase in healthcare facilities where people may be at more risk of severe infection. So to increase protection in healthcare facilities, the province is saying you gotta wear the mask, and that's required by all healthcare workers, volunteers, contractors, and visitors in patient care areas. After more than 3 years of reduced ridership because of COVID, BC Transit claims they have seen a steady increase and is now experiencing a province-wide return to pre-pandemic ridership levels. Now, according to BC Transit, some systems, including the Central Fraser Valley system in Abbotsford and in Chilliwack, have seen ridership at more than 120% of pre-pandemic numbers. Now, what the report did not mention was any effect that 4-month bus driver strike had, and that was earlier this year. Next up, we have Mission Mayor Paul Horn talking about BC Highway Patrol. Peter Lehn will have sports as well. Part of that will be our interview with Nikki Rekman with Go By Bike Week.
Master Painting and Renovations.
Ja, richtig. Meister Painting und Bauhaus Kaufholz.
Master Painting and Renovations.
Oh, ja. Meister...
No, Master
Master...
Painting
Painting.
and Renovations, the gold sponsor.
Meister Painting und...
This week continues with the Mayor of Mission, Paul Horn, who we've been trying to get you on the show for quite some time. There's a couple of things we want to touch base on. The big one is something that happened a few weeks ago, and this concerns everybody within the Fraser Valley, and that was BC Highway Patrol. And are they or are they not going to respond to accidents? And I'm a little bit confused here. I thought BC Highway Patrol's mission statement, not only enforcing rules, but part of what they were supposed to do, whether it was in Mission and Abbotsford and Chilliwack, Highway 1, Highway 7, if there's an accident, they respond to it. Do they or don't they? So you address this.
Well, thank you, Don, for having me on, because it is an issue that needs a little bit more light of day, and it affects every Fraser Valley and Metro Vancouver community with a numbered provincial highway running through it. For us here in the Fraser Valley, it predominantly affects those communities affected by Highway 1. So Mission actually is less affected than Hope, Chilliwack, and Abbotsford. But as the chair of our mayor's table, I've been asked to sort of run with the ball here, and I've had the help of the mayors of other communities. But you're right, it's perplexing. Late in May, we heard from the BC Highway Patrol that they were making this decision to what they called move towards proactive policing, which in their mind meant that they wouldn't attend to accidents, fatalities, erratic drivers, and similar calls on numbered highways, and those responsibilities would fall to local municipal departments, both those served by the RCMP and those served by private forces such as in Abbotsford. And that was a huge concern for us. The rationale was that in their interpretation of the Police Act, that was something that should have been there already, that it had existed for 12 years. Our perspective was that there was a reason why something had happened 12 years ago, and it deserved to be understood, and that the idea of proactive policing needed to include responding to erratic drivers, helping to properly investigate and clear off fatalities and major accidents on these highways. And we were deeply concerned, especially in some of the smaller communities. You can imagine just how many kilometers of highway go through Hope. Yeah. And having potentially on a holiday weekend their entire municipal force removed from the city proper or the district proper and being on highways to attend to things that have traditionally been the Highway Patrol's office. So very, very perplexing to us, and through a lot of collective advocacy, I think we're going down the right path, but still lots left to be determined in that one.
And you were mentioning Abbotsford Mayor Ross Siemens, Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popoff, FVRD Chair Jason Lum, who is a Chilliwack councillor. They're all on the same page as you. So where are we? Are they still going to attend accident scenes for the time being? Because I understand Burnaby has got a major issue with this as well.
Right, exactly. I think pretty much North Vancouver, I would say as well. So we advocated through the mayor's table, Mayor Popoff, Mayor Smith, Mayor Wood, all of the Fraser Valley mayors wrote letters, and I think probably there were a few from the Metro side of 287th as well. We asked three things. The first is that they delay the implementation. They really didn't give us 6 months of consultation, which was what we were entitled to. The second is that we clearly define, we were told by the Chief Superintendent, Holly Turton, don't worry, we'll still come. But literally, if that sounds vague to you, that's how vague it sounded to us. We really wanted to know in a more defined way what was considered to be a call where we might ask for some mutual aid. And third, we simply wanted to have whatever rollout process we undertake be examined in a year and see whether or not, or at some other predetermined time, what it was that was working and what needed to be adjusted. Because this was a rather sudden move, and one that didn't account for growth and budgeting pressures at the local communities. Thanks very much to the folks that you mentioned, as well as Chilliwack Councillor Bud Mercer. There was an opportunity to meet with Provincial Minister of Public Safety and Solicitor General Mike Farnworth in Chilliwack, and that seemed to have been a big difference maker in terms of getting the message across. So we received a letter saying that the delay was going to be implemented. So it did not begin September 1st, but we have not heard who are the communities and what's the process going to be. So I met last week at UBCM with E-Division leadership. We didn't have a chance to meet with the public safety minister because he got called away at the last minute. We'll meet with him next week. But wanting to really advocate, not so much for Mission to be at the table, but for communities such as Abbotsford, Chilliwack, and Hope to be there. And then, as you said, a couple of metro communities to really, truly understand the scope of the issue. I have much more faith that that will happen now. But again, the jury's still out. We don't have clear answers on when things will be implemented and how they'll be implemented.
There's also, and I'm hearing confusion too, and I got to admit, I'm a little confused as well with, you got BC Highway Patrol, but then you have these other marked vehicles that are safety enforcement for truckers. Is there an overlap in their jurisdiction, or is it BC Highway Patrol takes care of the cars and these other guys take care of truckers?
My understanding is that there's 4 different sort of levels of enforcement. There's this commercial vehicle safety enforcement, CVSC, that's the one you're referring to, Don, as well as IRSU, which is the Integrated Road Safety Unit. That's a unit that's funded through ICBC. Those will continue, as we understand, doing what they do. And CVSC are the ones we see out there to truck safety. And then, of course, municipalities have always done some of the enforcement on highways and on their local roads. That's not going to disappear. It's the highway patrol component that we're specifically focused on.
Okay. We're running out of time, but you have an open invitation to come on board both Abbey TV and chillTV anytime. Mission Mayor Paul Horn, but big thank you again.
Thank you so much, Don. Anytime.
Great stuff. And you're watching This Week.
Okay. This week in Chilliwack sports. Over the weekend, a spokesperson for the NFL Chicago Bears said that wide receiver Chase Claypool was told not to attend Sunday's game against the Denver Broncos after being designated a healthy scratch. Claypool is a product of the Abbotsford High School football program. The Bears' messaging contradicts what coach Matt Eberfluss said following Chicago's 31-28 loss when he confirmed that Claypool was not with the team at Soldier Field. "We told him that it was a choice, and he's at home right now," Eberfluss said. Sunday marked the 3rd time Claypool was inactive since he was traded to the Bears in November 2022 from Pittsburgh, but the first time that he missed a game for non-injury reasons. TSN is speculating that Claypool could be released and the BC Lions have his CFL rights, according to Third Down. What was supposed to be a tight game and a battle for third in the BC Football Conference was a runaway win for the Valley Huskers. They beat the Langley Rams 26-9 at McLeod Athletic Park. The Huskers are 6-2 and the Rams drop to 4th with a 5-3 record. This Saturday, the Huskers are on the road in Kamloops to play the winless Broncos. Eli Green posted a team best 200 par in the event to help lead the UFE Cascades men's golf team, capturing a 3rd place finish in the Western Washington University Men's Invitational. This week, the golfers hosted the Canada West Golf Championships at Ledgeview Golf Club in Abbotsford. The British Columbia Hockey Conference announced details of its 2nd annual Prospects Game, which will be hosted by the Kamloops Storm on Tuesday, November 28th at MacArthur Park Arena. The 2023 BCHC Prospects Game will see the top young players from the Kootenay International Junior Hockey League and the Pacific Junior Hockey League face off in front of scouts from the Western Hockey League and a number of post-secondary hockey programs. This includes the Abbotsford Pilots, Chilliwack Jets, and Mission City Outlaws. Cycle Chilliwack is hosting the Go By Bike BC Weeks from October 16th to the 29th. All events are free. Nikki Rekman with Go By Bike Week and Cycle Chilliwack joined us earlier to provide more information on some of the events lined up. After that interview, it's Cari with the weather.
This week continues, and we're going to be talking about cycling and Go By Bike Weeks plural. Nikki Rekman is with us. You're involved with this. Is this a Cycle Chilliwack event or a Go by Bikes Week event or combination thereof?
It's a combination. Cycle Chilliwack is the host in Chilliwack, and we're organizing the events in Chilliwack for Go by Bike BC.
Some of the events, what are we looking for? Because a lot of people are thinking, it's October, it might be a little chilly, it might be a little damp.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're going to have a film screening on the first night, which is Monday, October the 16th, and it's called The Engine Inside, and essentially it's about how cycling brings us together globally, and it's going to show at Cottonwood Cinemas, and entry is by donation. Doors open at 6:30, film is at 7.
Some of the other events that we have planned is any rallies to get more bike lanes or something? Because a lot of people think that's what you do.
Well, I think as like Cycle Chilliwack, we advocate and work with the city. But for Go by Bike, it's really about getting people out on their bikes, having them start to think maybe about a mode shift, like using their bike instead of their car, opportunity to win prizes, opportunity to just meet people and get out and exercise. We've got some planned group rides that I'll be leading. So I'll take you along the Vetter Rotary Trail Loop. We'll do some stuff out by the dikes on Fairfield Island. And we're gonna finish it off with a bike parade.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so that's for kids of all ages. Decorate your bike. We'll have prizes for that. That's on Saturday, the 28th of October. Mm-hmm. And then we'll also be on the Vetter Rotary Trail handing out refreshments and more prizes on Saturday, the 21st.
And you're all over social media, I would think.
Yes, we are.
So what, website, Facebook?
Yes, so the website is www.gobybikebc.ca/Chilliwack.
Okay.
Or on the Cycle Chilliwack Facebook page.
One thing that I've always found kind of interesting is when it comes to cycling, Europe has done it for a bazillion years. Are we still slow, or are we starting to catch up, going, hey, get on the bike?
I think we're a little bit slow still. I just returned from a 10-day cycling trip in the Netherlands. Oh. And the biking infrastructure there was amazing. It's very bike friendly. So it gives us something to work towards. And I think we're working towards it in Chilliwack. We've got some bike lanes. I just read that there was an announcement of the expansion of the Tyson Road. Yes. So that's exciting.
Nikki Rekman, Go by Bike Week, Cycle Chilliwack, a big thanks. And again, all over social media if you need more information. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.
And you're watching This Week. chillTV long weekend weather. So, Cari, is Thanksgiving going to be a rainout?
Thanks, Don. Yes, it looks like we are going to have great weather through the weekend. 23 and 25 on Saturday. I'm going to be in my pool. And look at that. It's going to get kind of yucky again next week, back down to 17, 16 with some rain and clouds. But it might perk up again by the end of the week. So, yes, it's going to be a great weekend to maybe cook a turkey. Speaking of turkeys, did you know that wild turkeys actually sleep in trees at night? Who knew? Which means they can fly. And yes, I looked it up. Fun fact, they can fly up to 90 kilometers an hour. Short bursts, not very far, but they can do it. Which answers that age-old question, who can move faster, a turkey or Don? Obviously a turkey. Sorry, Don. Hope you have a great birthday. Enjoy your turkey, everyone. Have a great week.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have a great long weekend. Please pass the gravy and more turkey, please. I'm Don Lehn.